Hey, what's good, everybody? It's Maymoney back in the building. Excuse the casual, laid back vibe today. How is everybody doing? Today is the 4th of January, 2025, and it's already getting started off as a shit show. Politically, that is. For me, everything's good, and I hope everything's good for you on your end as well. Um, so today we will be discussing the word terrorism and the definition of terrorism, and how the word is being pretty much muddied. Like the definition of like it's being utilized by the media and by the government in a way, what in every way they see fit. So I'm going to show a few clips and examples of um, things that are deemed terrorism by the media and by the government and by law enforcement or whatever. Um, and like, but like when I thought so, and how they utilize it to fit their needs at the time. So like basically, I thought that terrorism, you're supposed to be like terrified. Like 9/11, that was definitely a terrorist attack. You know what I mean? Like it that made people afraid. Um, so we're gonna go through a few little instances. Recent instances like 9/11 obviously was a terrorist attack. Um, but like we can talk about mass school mass school shootings. What about those? Isn't a terrorist attack? Why aren't those considered? And I should look up. I should have looked up how many school shootings um, were in 2024. I think I can look that up. Let me just look it up on my phone. Um, wow, before we get how many school shootings in 2024? I didn't even have to type that in. At least 83 incidents so far in 2024. And this is when this article come out. This article was December 16th. Okay. 2024. So anyway, what about January 6th? So we're gonna show some clips from January 6th. We're gonna show a little bit about the NOLA and the Vegas incidents that just recently happened on January 1st. Like ringing in the new year, great guys, doing such a stand up fucking job. Um, and then we're gonna go back over Luigi Mangione, who also was charged with terrorism. So I mean, I'm just confused. What is considered terrorism to these people? Anyway, I don't think that they're using the things that are actually terrifying. They're not. It isn't considered terrorism, and that's like my point. And so we're just gonna go over a few of these instances. Um, I have my blunt, and excuse me if I'm yawning. It's early in the morning, and I'm a little bit hungover. I'm just enjoying the last bit of my vacation. Um, I go back to work on Monday, but so I was like, I need to have at least one night out where I'm like getting turned up because I've been watching Gossip Girl and puzzling and been pretty recluse the entire 2 weeks. So anyway, so I am a bit on the tired side, but so let's just start with the definition of terrorism. Let's just start with there. I'm going to share my screen after I get my blunt lit. All right, I'm gonna share my screen here. We're gonna look up the terrorism. I got it pulled up here for you. The legal definition of terrorism varies by jurisdiction, but generally includes the use of violence or threats to create fear and achieve political goals, right? in the United States, terrorism is defined as acts that are dangerous to human life and violate U.S. criminal law. These acts are intended to intimidate or coerce the civilian population. Key key point here, and influence government policy or affect government conduct. But the thing about terror is you have to actually terrify people. So that's why we'll go into that. But that's the definition, right? Let's share this screen. So let's look at where should we start with the clips? Let's start with the most recent. Let's start with January 6th because it's the 4th and January 6th is coming up. I have a clip here that hopefully it didn't go black. I hate that. I'm gonna share this tab and I'm gonna press play here. This is a documentary called Fight Like Hell. I have all the links to the videos that I'm sharing. In below. Is this not terrorism? Is this not terrorism?
We were told to get under our chairs. We were all sheltering. There were team members praying. As we were doing this, we started hearing loud bangs just on the doors, on the glass doors. We started barricading the door. They actually broke the glass, the protesters. Okay, that's probably one of the most tense moments.
So this ain't terrorism. Donald Trump calls this patriots. This is so disgusting. Okay. Sorry, I should have did a graphic warning before, because I forgot that that's when the lady Ashley Babbitt was shot. Um, but so the one thing about this is that Donald Trump wants to free all these people that were uh, here. He wants to pardon all of these people. These people are patriots. They're not considered terrorists in the narrative, in the media, and by the government and by Donald Trump. Okay, that's not terror. Breaking into the fucking Capitol, and threatening to hang Mike Pence and shit. That's not fucking terror. So what is terror to them? Let's go a little further. This documentary is called Fight Like Hell. It's free on YouTube, and the person that got all this inside footage, he was like a military. I don't really know the logistics of it, but he was like pretty much like a combat photographer. Like he was like kind of like the person that would film combat scenarios and stuff while deployed, I guess. I don't know too much into that. That is not my area of expertise. But this video, Fight Like Hell, it's from like inside footage that nobody had before, like on the day. It's very interesting. It's really kind of hard to watch because of how just sick and depraved the whole situation was. So uh, just so you know about that, just a warning on just how disgusting that day was. Anyway, so let's move into what is considered terror. So Luigi Mangione is being charged for terrorism and life in jail, life and even facing the death penalty. And he apparently terrorized us so bad that we need all this. But I don't see not one person terrified by the death of this fucking CEO. Honestly, I don't see not one person like, oh my god, except for the CEOs, I guess. But I don't know no CEOs that have billions of dollars. I don't know none of them. I don't know not one single CEO of any of these fucking companies. Okay, so I mean, I guess Elon Musk, but I don't know him personally either. But from what I know, he's a fucking piece of shit. So whatever. Um, so let me know in the comments. Are you terrified by fucking Luigi Mangione? I don't. If there's anybody terrified by this guy, please let me know. I'm gonna share instead
and terrorism charges that could be overreach on some level. Do you think throwing the book at the suspect here may actually backfire on the district attorney? Could actually amp up public support for Mangione that we've already seen on some level.
Yeah, we've seen unusual public support
all
for
links are in the
someone who is
description
charged with
below.
murder. But the thing is, the district attorney's office has to present a case, and they've done so in front of a grand jury based on the evidence they have. Why I think this is amped up and also sort of political, as was just discussed, is because they went into a grand jury. They certainly have enough evidence from what they've signaled to the public about having matching DNA or forensic evidence on 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 the water bottle allegedly found at the scene, on the Kind Bar wrapper found at the scene. Then law enforcement and the DA's office has signaled that they did a test firing of the 3D gun that was confiscated allegedly from Luigi Mangione, and the firing of those bullets matched the casings at the scene. This case is so unusual. The behavior of law enforcement is so unusual, and the district attorney's office and the mayor's office of the city of New York, that they are signaling this information about the strength of their case. It's not normal. It's not the way things are done. And to go into the grand jury and charge this as an act of terrorism, where the only way that we know that the insurance industry was allegedly targeted, or that the victim, Brian Thompson, was allegedly targeted because of his role at an insurance company, is because law enforcement told us that through the media. Luigi Mangione allegedly did not publish his alleged manifesto. That's what the law enforcement's calling it. So far, we don't know that there's some kind of hit list here where he was going to allegedly take out more people. This might have been a single act by someone who is mentally unstable, allegedly. Again, he's charged and innocent until a jury proves it. But they didn't need to go into the grand jury and charge this as a terroristic act. They could have charged this as a straight murder too, without a terrorist component.
Right.
John, to that point, the information that we have from law enforcement, obviously, kind of public optics of the purple the photo we had from last.
Right. So this is my point. Why are we charging this for as terror? So and then okay, so let's look at so these two are actually being rightfully charged as terror attacks, but that's why I'm confused about this whole Luigi thing. What the fuck is going on here? Like, so I'm gonna stop sharing for a second. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Honestly. Let's go to oops. I'm not sharing my screen. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. I had a little hiccup there. I do want to share my screen again. Let's look at this New Orleans attack here. And honestly, I don't even like using the word thoughts and prayers anymore because nobody has thoughts or prayers, or nobody has thoughts. Uh, I could just put a period at the end of that sentence because our society is so fucking stupid right now that nobody has thoughts. I can end it there. But thoughts and prayers to all the people that lost their lives in this actual terrorist attack. So let's look at this guy here real quick.
It's about security around New Orleans after yesterday's deadly terror attack there. Meanwhile, police are revealing more about how the suspect reached the city. Fox's Rebecca Castro joining us live from New Orleans. The FBI now saying the driver acted alone. Rebecca?
That's right, Christine. This is a big change from what investigators initially thought yesterday. There were concerns that there were other suspects potentially still out there, but the big development today is that now that this investigation has developed, they do believe the driver was acting alone. Bourbon Street reopening on Thursday, one day after a pickup truck
this is kind of the wrong clip, but
killing more than a dozen people. Investigators now believe the suspect, a 42-year-old U.S. Army veteran, acted alone, and say social media posts show he was inspired by ISIS.
He originally planned to harm his family and friends, but was concerned the news headlines would not focus on the, quote, war between the believers and the disbelievers.
The FBI says the suspect rented the truck in Houston on December 30th and then drove it to New Orleans. On Thursday, police searched his Texas home for potential evidence, as well as a rented New Orleans property where bomb-making materials were found.
FBI and ATF agents have
secured. So that's fucking terror. That's terrifying. I'm scared of shit like that.
Reviewing them for any potential leads.
And despite concerns, the Super Bowl kicked off this afternoon after being pushed.
Okay, that's what I'm fucking scared of. I ain't scared of no goddamn Luigi Mangione and a CEO get popped. That's the type of shit I'm scared of. That's terror. What the fuck, dude? See, these people make me sick. All right. And then, of course, I got to show the Las Vegas dude. Where is that guy at? Hold on, let me find him for y'all. Oh, here we go. It's this one.
He is talking now about the Cybertruck attack there at the Trump Hotel. Let's listen in.
As many of you went to sleep last night, I just want to give you an update on a lot of what it is that we found through the processing of the Cybertruck. This is a joint investigation involving the FBI, the ATF, Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, and these folks worked through the night and found a lot of stuff that is very useful for this investigation. As you look at this Cybertruck here, we had to transport this down to our fleet services so that we could really get through this thing. And I remind you that the subject inside wasn't able to be removed for a very long period of time because he was burnt beyond recognition.
Why are you saying like that?
I'm going to talk a little bit about his identity and what we believe.
I'm sorry. That caught me off guard. Why are you saying like that, bro? Because he was burnt beyond recognition, bro. He just said that just hella casually. That was funny. I'm sorry, guys. That I just peeped that. That was funny.
But I would like to highlight a couple of things that the teams found inside of the Cybertruck that are useful to the investigation. And that, first and foremost, is a military identification. We also found a passport. We found a Desert Eagle 50 caliber semi-automatic pistol. And if you'll notice,
now that's terror. That's fucking
that
terror.
Talk about here, they're almost just.
I'm terrified of that. That's what I'm terrified of.
There's an SLR model B30 semi-automatic firearm. number of fireworks that were still in the vehicle that had to be removed. Notably, we found an iPhone and a smartwatch, and then several credit cards were also in the name of our subject. Our subject is 37-year-old Matthew Livelsberger. He's of Colorado Springs, Colorado, born July 22nd of 1987. Now, as you'll see here on a picture of his driver's license, let's see, the question really still remains for me, and I know that there's a lot of you folks in the media that are identifying this person as a person in our vehicle. As I mentioned to you already, his body is burnt beyond recognition.
Why
I do still not have confirmation
he
100%
burnt, bro? We get
that
it.
is the individual that was inside of our vehicle. And so, as I'm calling it now, the subject or person of interest,
He burnt.
I will not come back until I have the confirmation through DNA or medical records
You
that this
burned
is
him.
indeed, in fact, the
Okay.
subject inside of the vehicle. Now, further complicating this
Pause this.
identification of this individual.
So, yes, we get that he's burnt. This is terror. I'm terrified of that. That's something to be terrified of. You know what? You know how not terrorism that Luigi Mangione allegedly did? Because I honestly, personally, don't think he was the one that pulled the trigger. I think he's just the mastermind behind it all, and he has somebody else that actually pulled the trigger on the dude. But there was like in the video, there's like a dude uh showing the video on YouTube is dodgy, so I'm not gonna pull up the clip. But there's like somebody there that had some coffee in his hand and like, kind of skipped away. He was like, "Oh shit!" Like, "Oh damn, that dude just got murked." He didn't even spill his coffee. He just kind of ran away a little bit, and then dude, whoever pulled the trigger was not concerned about anybody else. Okay, so he was not here to hurt nobody. He was smiling at the damn coffee shop. Okay, it probably tipped well. So like ain't nobody terrified of what happened to that CEO. I'm sorry, it's just not it. Anyway, so let's is there any other video? So that's pretty much where I'm getting at. Um the only person in the Luigi Mangione case was uh like in the CEOs. And so that gets to my kind of like closing points is it's only terrorism if it terrorizes the rich and elite, right? If it scares them, then it's terror. But if it doesn't, like, it doesn't matter. Like, so you can have school shooters, you could have like, these people plowing into crowds of innocent people on New Year's Day. You can have a dude blowing up shit. Um, that those are like extreme terrorist attacks. But what about these children? Um, being terrified of going to school. What about that? That's not terror. So miss me with that bullshit. Talking about we scared of Luigi Mangione. No, actually, he's on our side. We fuck with Luigi. Get, anyway, so I guess that kind of concludes the video. I want y'all. I really would like more engagement and comments on these videos. So if you are watching this, you've gotten this far. First of all, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. You can donate to the channel so I can, get. I'm just sitting on the floor in front of a. Oh, let me stop share. Sitting on the floor in front of the, you know, camera. It's early in the morning. You know what? I think I'm just gonna keep my videos like this for a while, like I'll slowly start putting things and like make myself a little studio. But for now, like I'm waiting on my microphone to come in so I can have better audio. The camera on this thing is like kind of shitty. Like the camera on my phone is better, but I don't know how to share my screen on my phone. Uh, so I just gotta figure out a whole bunch of shit. But so I can just use things more easy and more fluid. Anyway, but yeah, like, comment, share, and I really want comment engagement, because the mission of this channel is not to make money. I'm not making any money here. I'm actually spending money um to do this. And but it's really just to keep us aware this entire 4 years, because we can't afford to be caught slipping, and we need to put in some work to make sure we're educating people, because we have to. That's the only way we're gonna fucking get through this, is by making sure that we are educating ourselves, learning new shit every fucking day. Read, write, fucking be curious, you know, and just be on some gangster shit, and make sure that you know what the fuck is going on around you. Because, and like, if you don't look up a dictionary word a day, oh, read the dictionary, or word of the day, learn little shit like that is really gonna help. And please start reading. Please start fucking reading, people. Read books. Please get the fuck off. I know, like, well, I'm not gonna work myself out of the job, but please read books. Okay, read, like, not your fucking audiobook. Read, like paper book with paper in it. Okay, with words in the book. You see my bookshelf up there? See that? Books. Read those. Okay? They exist, and that's what keeps us smart. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, love you guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Comment, comment, comment. I want to know what you guys think about this. And I'll talk to you later. Oh, last thing. The next thing we're going to be talking about is shit, I forgot. Oh, we're gonna do a fuck around and find out video. I might do that later today, because it's still actually really early, so I have time to set that up. But fuck around and find out with these people that voted for Trump. We're gonna do kind of like get some clips and look at some shit about that. There's one that from Midas Touch that was like, wow, like it's in phases. It's like these people need they basically need their certain very specific thing that Trump promised them that isn't happening, or is detrimental to their against their own interests. And so, like, it's like very specific. Like, for some people they're like, wait, tariffs are bad, or oh man, I regret my vote. Or for some people it's like, wait, I thought you was only important deporting the evil immigrants. I didn't know you was going to deport me and my tia and my abuelita too. I didn't know y'all. So they're like, fuck, I regret my vote. Or like, there's some people now with the immigration with the HB1s. Can you get away from me, cat? You're getting on my nerves. Yeah. So like, that was another one that they're regretting, or just a whole bunch of, like, oh, my Obamacare, you're getting rid of that because I didn't know that the Affordable Care Act. It's like specific things to specific people that voted for Trump, that they're like, fuck, I regret my vote. And where is JD Vance? Anyway, so we're gonna talk a little bit about like that. Because it's pretty funny and pretty interesting. So anyway, I'll see you guys later. All right, y'all take care. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Whoop whoop whoop. Comment, comment, comment. Let me know what you think. Please share this video as well if you liked the content. All right, talk to you later. Peace.